Hey everybody, Happy New Year. It's been a while since I've done a video, but I thought it was time, and it's January and new things and fun stuff. And it's been an interesting year. It's been hard in lots of ways that we didn't really expect. So I'm hoping that this year will be better. And one of the things that I decided to do for myself a little bit more than a month ago was to start a gratitude practice, because I could see where that would be really helpful for me. And I had done it before, like back when Oprah was talking about just write down 3 things you're grateful for every night. And in my experience, that's just not enough. I did that for years and it did not really change anything. It just became another chore. So I decided I bought myself a very, very, very fancy gratitude journal that I think probably cost me about 80 cents. And I decided that I was going to dig into things a little bit more deeply. I've got, paragraphs here rather than just lists of 3 things. And I also went and I found myself questions that I thought would be helpful. And one of those questions, one of the first ones that I actually tackled was, what do you take for granted? Because I thought, there's so many things that we take for granted all the time. And because we take them for granted, we don't think about them. And wouldn't that be interesting to pay more attention to that? And I don't know if in a way I kind of jinxed myself or not. I mean, if I did, it's all to the good, I think, ultimately. But I found out this week in great detail about one of the things that I take for granted, which is hot water. My hot water heater died sometime between Monday evening and Tuesday morning, as I discovered when I kept having to make the water hotter in my shower, and it didn't seem to do anything on Tuesday. And so through adventures with bureaucracy, it is now Saturday and I still don't have hot water. And I'm discovering that it's actually easier to get along without hot water than you would think. You do have to make a couple concessions. I have been finally, because my dishwasher's kind of full, so I couldn't avoid it anymore, washing my dishes by hand in cold water, which is not how I would prefer to do them. But I figure it is only really for a couple of days, I hope, and it won't kill me to have cold water for dishes. But the shower is a little bit more of a challenge. This is basically my shower now, is a bucket of hot water and a pitcher. And I do the best I can, and actually it works a whole lot better than I would have guessed. And, through this week, I have discovered not only that hot running water really truly is an absolute miracle that we should not take for granted. I have discovered exactly how unfun it is to take a cold shower in January. I did that the other day. I won't do that again. And also that my electric tea kettle makes the preparation process for my bucket of hot water a whole lot faster than using my stove. But really, the other thing that I've found is that it's not having hot water that's hard. It's what I tell myself about not having hot water, and also trying to deal with the bureaucracy, and then what I tell myself about that. Though really it's bureaucracy, so by definition, not a lot of fun. But the actual experience, I've had people offering me to come over and use their shower, and I'm like, yeah, I could do that, but probably by the time I get done doing that, I do just as well with this. Though I don't know, maybe my hair looks worse than I think, and you all can be the judge, but I think considering I'm doing pretty well. But it's every once in a while you find out about those things that you don't normally think about, that you just assume are always going to be there, and then they're not. And you kind of wrestle with that. It sort of rocks your world in a way that you don't necessarily expect, because what do you mean it's going to be that hard? You just have somebody come fix it. It has not been that easy to have somebody come fix it at the moment. But yeah, it's an adventure. And in a way, it's kind of amusing. It's absurd is really what it is. So I don't know, maybe there's something else that seems absurd or frustrating, but is really absurd. And, just thinking, maybe think about it a different way, or at the very least, figure out that you're grateful for something that you hadn't thought about in a while. Anyhow, Happy New Year. Here's hoping for the best.